Well, the body that has the mandate to enforce the regulations, which is the Electoral Commission of Pakistan, is essential. As I mentioned before, if the rules are not being implemented, they have very little value. That means that the Commission needs to develop procedures, strategic plans, and guidance materials to political parties and candidates for how to comply with the regulations. But the Commission should also engage with other stakeholders, such as civil society and the media, to explain the importance of the issue and the importance of the regulations to make sure that everyone understands and plays their role in implementing these rules. And finally, the body that is in charge of enforcing the rules is always the body that best understands the weaknesses of the regulations in place. That means that the Election Commission should review the regulatory, the legal framework from an implementation perspective and provide input to the lawmakers for any reforms that may be necessary for the effective implementation of political finance rules in Pakistan. Both vote buying and abuse of state resources are very complicated issues and issues that many or most countries in the world are dealing with. Regarding vote buying, the key issue is to understand the dynamics of how it works, because it varies a lot between different countries. Is it done individually? Is it done directly or indirectly? Is it done through groups and so on? So the most important thing is to have a dialogue with the stakeholders, especially voters, to understand the process of buying votes and then take the next step to counteracting it and preventing it from happening. It's not an issue that can be solved with specific legislation in the short term. Abuse of state resources is, again, a very common issue and a very damaging type of activity in many types of countries. And here we need a wide range of approaches. One is the legislative, to ban certain types of activities. One is to have a very active set of institutions, such as the Election Commission, the courts, to crack down on instances of abuse of state resources. Another is to have a very active civil society and a very active media to highlight these type of activities when they happen. What we want to arrive at in the end, and this is a process that's likely to take decades, is the situation where the voters say, oh, you want to give me money, or you want to use the resources of the state to build a road to my village. I don't care. I'm not going to, that is not going to influence my vote. When the voters stop being impressed by these activities, they will end because they will no longer be effective. That's a long-term approach, but that's where we want to arrive in the end.